Hey again everyone, welcome back to the stage. We've got more great videos coming your way this week. If you've been following the trend on my channel here, you know what raid is next. That's right, today we're covering the Abyss. This dungeon is split up into 4 separate dungeons, so let's jump right in and cover all of them. Starting off in Phase 1, we have the Abyss Worshipper. There is one enemy to defeat in this phase. For the altars mechanic, altar management is crucial in this phase. 4 altars appear at 50% at the start. Manage them to avoid increased difficulty during the fight. Focus primarily on the top left altar, which controls physical and magical attack power. When on, it applies a stacking debuff up to 20 times in solo mode, significantly reducing damage. Turn it on at 90% and off at 70% to successfully manage this altar. The bottom left altar controls max HP and should be drained to 0% immediately, then reactivated at 20% and drained again, repeating this process. The bottom right altar controls max MP, also drain it to 0% immediately and then reactivate it at 20% also and redrain it to 0. While less impactful, prevent these from turning red as it will constantly apply the altar's debuff. The top right altar controlling physical and magical defense is more important than the bottom 2. Hit it immediately and drain it to 0% and then turn it back on at 20%. Effective altar management simplifies the fight and you will find yourself having a much easier time. For the boss's basic combo, the boss will attack with a basic combo, hitting you with an attack that will send you flying. It doesn't do high damage, so you can tank this and just use super armor to avoid getting sent flying. For the boss's incense mechanic, the boss will summon a lantern signified by the text stating that the boss is summoning an incense. This lantern will spawn on your character's location. If you are looking in its direction, it will drain your HP and MP. Make sure not to stare at it to avoid losing health and mana. Keep in mind, it does not matter what level the lantern is on. If it's on your left and you look to the left, you will lose health and mana. For the boss's puddle attack, the boss will raise its arms and a red orb will appear above it. This is your cue to know that the boss is summoning a puddle. If you've ever done Rosso's Master Road dungeon, remember the flames you have to stand on to put them out? It's the exact same. Stand on the puddle and it will disappear. If the boss touches this puddle, it will heal, and as we've gone over several times, letting a boss heal in a raid dungeon is a no-go. For the boss's teleport mechanic, occasionally the boss will teleport around the map, mostly closer to you, but at certain points, if the boss is not already in the middle of the map, it will teleport there for this next attack. For the boss's lasers attack, the boss will summon a laser that connects to one of the altars. This laser will constantly feed it power and make the percent go up exponentially. To interrupt this, simply stand in front of the laser. The laser will continuously damage you and apply a debuff every time you get hit, making the next hit hurt more, so make sure to manage your HP while doing this. Keep in mind, it's always better to live than die. If you run out of potions, get off of the laser and let the debuff reset while your potions are coming off of cooldowns. For the boss's jump rope mechanic, ever played jump rope as a kid? Now you get to play it in Elsword, except this jump rope is a laser. And it hurts you. A lot. Probably not a big difference, right? It's exactly as it sounds. Simply play jump rope to clear this mechanic. Upon the start, the boss will drain all of your mana and teleport to the background. A laser rope will then be connected on both sides of the map. Jump over the laser to avoid it. Keep in mind, you cannot heal during this mechanic with potions. The only way to heal yourself is by proccing a fever buff. You also cannot run off to the sides to just avoid the attack entirely, as the boss will teleport you forcefully back to the middle of the map and you will be stunned after. Moving on to Phase 2. Well, I sure hope you don't have a fear of giant spider ladies, because that's exactly what you're gonna fight here. There's one enemy to defeat in this phase. There's quite a bit in this boss's kit too. You also must hug the boss for the entirety of this fight, or it will take far longer than it should. Keep the map's layout fresh in your mind for a mechanic we'll talk about later. For the boss's knockback combo, the boss will stomp the ground with its legs and then cause an explosion that pushes you away. Simply go to the other side of the boss or use super armor to avoid this attack. It also does not do high damage, so tanking it is fine. For the boss's web mark mechanic, the boss will raise a leg, a red light appearing beside it as it does so. This is your cue to look above your character's head and on your debuff bar. If you see a red cross-like symbol above your head, you're marked by a debuff that, upon expiring, will summon a web wherever you were standing when it expired, as well as giving you a movement and jump speed debuff and an increased MP cost for skills. To avoid all this, wait for the timer on the debuff to hit around 2 to 3 seconds. Use hyper acceleration, unique is better, but whatever you have, and book it. Get away from the boss until the mark disappears, and then quickly go back. For the boss's jump, if you're not hugging the boss the entire fight, there's a chance that the boss will jump off screen. If this happens, you lose any and all DPS time while it's up there. The boss will eventually come back down, smashing into the ground and knocking you into the air while doing so, but it's still not recommended to make it jump constantly. To avoid the boss jumping, simply hug it, or stand right next to it. For the boss's Abyss Gate mechanic, if you're in this dungeon long enough, eventually you'll see text appearing stating that the Abyss Gate is opening. If you see this, immediately start looking for the entrance. Use hyper acceleration to give you a burst of speed while you look. The gate can spawn anywhere on the outside of the map. Upon entering, you are teleported to a different space where you will see 3 altars. Your goal is to destroy these altars within the time limit and get out of the gate. If you fail, the boss will heal. If you stay in the gate after destroying them for longer than 5 seconds, you will die as the gate will be engulfed. For the boss's diamond mark mechanic, I'm pretty sure we all know who Super Mario is. And I'm also pretty sure we know the boos from Mario as well. If you don't, then allow me to explain. Basically, on the specific levels they appear, if you're looking at the boo, they don't move. If you look away, they move. It's the exact same for this mechanic. If you look above your character's head and see a red diamond mark, the mark has been spawned on either the left or right side of the map. If you're looking in its direction, it doesn't move. If you're not, it moves. If hit, the diamond will explode, causing you to get knocked down and a silence debuff to be inflicted upon you, making you unable to use skills. Simply stare at the mark until it goes away to clear this mechanic. For the boss's web attack, the screen will zoom out and the boss will cover the entire map in a web. When this happens, you need to pay attention. Specific parts of the web will flash. Those spots are not safe. Pay attention to the spots that do not flash and type them in chat to remember them. Then simply go to the spots in order to clear this mechanic. The boss shows 4 safe spots, so make sure to record them. If you stand in an unsafe spot, you die. For a tip for this mechanic, whatever way the boss starts, it goes in a circle. To explain, if the boss says the left side will be clear, the next clear spot will either be the top or bottom part of the web. Then it will either be the left or right sides after that, and then the top or bottom again. Go to the very first clear spot you see and pay attention to the web the entire time, keeping the safe locations fresh in your brain to type them out once you get there. For the boss's blackout mechanic, this is the boss's ultimate attack. The screen will go dark and your character will be illuminated by a small light. This mechanic must be cleared in order to proceed. You must run around the entire map searching for 2 of those incense lanterns and destroy them. You cannot use any special actives during this. If you do, the boss will blitz you and kill you instantly. Actives and commands are fine to use. Once the lanterns are destroyed, the map will be lit back up and the fight will continue. If you take too long, signified by your character's light going out, or use a special active skill, you will die. Some tips for newer players. I will always recommend doing this dungeon in a party if you're new. But if you're having a hard time doing that or just want to train on the mechanics yourself, solo mode is a good way to do that. Abyss Raid introduces a lot more mechanics than the previous raids, and these must be performed in order to not die. It may seem like a lot, but trust me, if you do it enough and study the content enough, you'll know it like the back of your hand. For Phase 1, keep periodically checking on your altar percentages. You don't have to keep your eyes glued to them the entire time, but you also shouldn't not watch them at all. If you find yourself not really paying attention, try managing the top left altar at first to get into the habit of paying attention. The other altars don't really give too big of a debuff, but it's a debuff nonetheless. For Phase 2, take your time. Don't rush. If you panic, you're more likely to fail mechanics, and that will just result in a wipe. You have plenty of time available to you to clear these mechanics. Just take it slow and follow my tips here, and you'll do just fine. Again, it's more important for you to live. If it takes some more time to clear the dungeon, so be it. Well then, we're getting into some much more challenging content here, but make sure you follow along and you'll do just fine. As I've stated before, the goal is the same as Varnamir and Birth Raids, getting that sweet weapon and those awesome rewards for weekly clears. The curtains are closing for now, but be sure to come on back when we open them again. And don't forget to break some legs and do the whoosh.